many people don't like dividend investing because they simply feel like it takes too long to finally see the results, which I also completely understand. It is very hard to get excited about something that might happen 10 years from now, but you will reach a point, and that point is coming sooner than you think, where all of the progress that you've made will become noticeable, and that is when the dividend snowball is finally starting to roll. And in this video, I'm going to talk about exactly what it takes to reach this point, and also what you have to do in order to reach that point in your investing journey. Anyways, my name is Casper, and here we strictly talk about investing and financial freedom. So if you really like investing and you want to retire early, well then press that subscribe button below. When you first start out with dividend investing, then the payments that you receive will not be anything life-changing, as you also probably know. You will get a few bucks here and there. However, this is the point that we're all starting from. I still remember my first dividend payment being this one right here from Apple that paid me 79 cents. And at this point, I was probably making around $15 on average per month from dividends, which is not that high. However, it felt really great because it was $15 that I didn't have to work for at all, and that is an amazing feeling. I also understood that when going into dividend investing, then it is a long journey and your portfolio is basically being built brick by brick, and you have to take one step at a time. It is a very slow beginning, but I also knew that with consistency and time, then these $15 per month would turn into much more. And only 1 year later, I was getting around $100 per month on average. And right now, I'm at the point where whenever I receive my dividends from companies like Realty Income Corp, for example, then I get enough in dividends to go out there and buy whole new shares. So every single month, I, with the dividends I receive, buy whole shares, and thereby the next month, I get even more in dividends. And that is when the snowball is really starting to roll. At this point, you basically have a portfolio that automatically builds your wealth over time, and that also increases your amount of passive income automatically over time. And that is exactly what we as dividend investors should be aiming for. But now let's take a look at how much you would need to have invested in different stocks and ETFs in order to generate enough passive income to go out there and buy whole new shares every year or every quarter. And we are going to start with one of the most popular ETFs out there, and that is VOO, which is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. And they have a current share price of $417 and a pretty low dividend yield of only 1.49%. And to reach a point where you will be able to buy 4 shares of VOO every year, or basically one per quarter from the dividends that you receive, then you would have to invest more than $112,000 into VOO. And that would get you roughly 268 shares. And they would be generating nearly $1,700 per year in dividends. And with these new 4 shares reinvested, then it would boost your annual dividend income by $25. However, let's take a look at an ETF that is actually focusing on dividends. And we will be using my favorite dividend investment here. And that is of course SCHD. And they have a much lower share price of only $71.5 and a much greater dividend yield sitting at 3.66%. And to reach a point where your dividend income is enough to buy 4 shares of SCHD per year, or basically one per quarter, then you would have to invest $7,813. And that number is much lower compared to VOO. And with that amount invested, then you will have roughly 109 shares in total. That per year will give you roughly $286 in pure dividends. And when you're buying these 4 new shares of SCHD, well then you're basically boosting your annual dividend income by more than $10. And now for the last example. And in this example, we will look at an ETF with a very high dividend yield. And that is of course JP. And they have a share price of roughly $54 and a very high dividend yield, sitting at 9.18%. And in order for your portfolio to automatically buy 4 new shares in JP per year, then you would need $2,364 invested. But one of the really cool things about this ETF here is that they're actually paying you on a monthly basis. So let's just see what it would take for you to get 1 share of JP per month. And as you can see here, then in order to get 12 shares of JP every single year, then you would need to invest $7,100. And that would give you 131 shares in total, which will then give you an annual dividend income of $651. And with these 12 new shares being reinvested back into your portfolio, then it would boost your annual income by more than $60. The takeaway here is obviously that the higher the dividend yield is, the quicker you'll get to the point where all of the dividend income that you receive can be reinvested back into the market and can be used to buy you whole new shares every single year, every quarter, or every month. However, that does not mean that the best investment is to go out there and find the one with the highest dividend yield. That is actually a very, very bad idea. You should be investing in good and solid companies that does also provide you with a really good amount of dividends. That was all I had in today's video. Thank you for watching the video, and if you actually liked the video, then don't forget to press the like button below and subscribe to my channel for more weekly content just like this. See you guys in the next one.